Hey guys, it's Laura, and it's that time of week for the angel that's going to give us a lot of advice and guidance. We have Archangel Michael, and he specifically, I started getting information like um, a week before, like, okay, this is Michael, he's coming. And I wrote down a lot of notes. Um, and so it's on the back of a calendar thing, and I was just like going nuts. So I have like a bunch of notes from Archangel Michael. It's probably some things, if you guys watch a lot of channelers, it may be some similar information, but he wants you guys to really be aware of things that are happening in the world. So the first thing that he wants to do, he said, he wants you to focus on his name. We're calling in Michael. The guardian angels are placing us in a protective, sacred container while Michael gives us the information. And at the end, we'll get like a kind of a prayer blessing from him. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Now, one thing that Michael talked about, so I'm just going to read what I got from him, okay? He said, the internet is not taking over, which I think he's talking about like the AIs and all that. A lot of people are afraid to use it, and lots of fear they are using to get more people on board. So he's talking about people like them saying, don't get left behind, learn how to use ChatGPT or AI or whatever to learn all the programs, and then there's a lot of talks or different conversations being had about how AI is going to change everything and take away all this. So he said fear is purposely being spread so that people get on board and start using the software and the programs. It's like a lot of people are in resistance about the using these technologies, and there's fear-based tactics, so we're actually in control of how far this technology goes, but it's like there's fear being put out to where we could feel helpless and we got to start learning it or else. Okay, that's what he's talking about. And then he said they're using fear to get more people on board. Like if you don't learn, you'll get left behind. Okay. And he said fear is being used also. He's talking about now, just in general, online and everywhere. Fear is being used for likes and follows. Fear is all over the earth as well. It is feeding the machine of separation, domination, and war. And then he says the internet is making everyone aware of how corrupt the systems in place are, or like the people further up the food chain. He the main message I got is that he's not condoning using AI or any of that, but it's like he's saying be aware of how you may be being manipulated by humans and a lot of fear being put out there to try to push agendas or force people to do things maybe they're not comfortable with yet. Okay, that's his main thing. Now, this is something else that he wrote. Now, this is his question. What are you going to do about it? So, this is just my own observation. As like with family and friends, we see the corruption come out, and people, instead of wanting to do something about it, they become disheartened. They're like, oh, well, you can't fight it, and then they just get depressed about the world. He's saying you got to do something, okay? Mentally, and for the people that feel guided to do it physically, do something about the stuff that the veil of corruption and all the stuff being lifted. Now, what are you going to do about it? He says, get more. get more afraid and give up on people, life, and hope. When now this is a quote I heard from a dowser that I like. His name is Raymond Grace. He said, "When good people do nothing, the cycle continues." Okay, and so Michael kind of gave that. He uses sometimes people's experience and things of that nature. He knows me really well. When good people do nothing, the cycle continues. You have more power than you know. And it's like that's why all these systems and things are in place. Okay, now he's talking about the law of attraction and things of that nature. There's a lot of different spiritual laws in place. Um, but he said that specifically law of attraction. Okay, he wants to talk about it. The law of attraction was actually brought out for people to be aware of, he says. The law of attraction was made to help people know that their thoughts are things, that they can create realities. And by accepting the corruption, instead of creating a new reality for humanity, you are condoning what you don't want. So basically, I feel like he's saying when people give up and they're like, oh, well, this is how the world is, or some people are like, if you can't beat them, join them, So he's not wanting that. He's asking people to think about, okay, what am I doing on my end? What am I trying to create my reality in regards to this? One thing the angels have taught me specifically about negativity, negative entities and stuff, the more that you focus on them and tune into them, it's like your vibration goes low to where you get on their level and then they have access to you. So this is kind of a similar thing. He's saying you have to focus on something different or what you do want for the reality in the earth. So today, don't stare into the abyss of worry and fear, attuning to it and accepting it in. Like he's kind of saying, don't, like you can say, I'm not, like this isn't my reality. I'm attuning to another reality that is more peaceful for me and my family. He said, focus on the opposite. So, this is some suggestions he gave. He said, what you focus on what you can control in your life. So, your body, your mind, your soul, your everyday activities, your peace of mind, your family. And he said, bond, like the angels always talk about get out in nature and that. It's just not something random or like just to make you feel peaceful. It like does a lot for your body. People that are losing their connection to Mother Earth, we may see because they're sucked into the internet, they're looking at the phones all the time. He said, have a healthy balance. He said, when people are lost in technology, they're not connected to the earth anymore. They lose their mental grounding and footing. So we may see more people kind of go a little loony or haywire because they're not grounded, they're not balanced with their practices of technology. Okay, again, I heard he's not telling people don't use technology. He's saying be smart with this and be aware what's going on, you know. Um So there's a guy I like, Charles Hughes. He talks about how like the corruption and the system, how people are being manipulated. And I heard Michael kind of mention his name as well, saying that it's good to be aware of what is happening. He said, question everything. And he wants people to really use their intuition for stuff, not just allow computers and everything to think for them all the time. He said, technology is going to happen whether we like it or not. It's more of us finding what works for us and using it in constructive, helpful ways. Okay. So, so this is what else he said. He said, you can control your everyday life, your family, your goals, what you have going on. He said you may need to step away from like looking at for the people that are very political. He's saying you may need to step away from that stuff to get your bearings. Okay, he's like go out and interact with people. Okay, be in the physical world as much as possible. Okay, he said that society is becoming very telepathic. We don't realize this, but by us being able to tune in, we have our phones and we're able to access people's thoughts and feelings at lightning speed. He said the society is going to become very telepathic, like some of the future civilizations that we may see, or like some of the alien races evolved over time because of technology, where some of them, this is going to sound kind of out there, where it's like they don't, it's like some of those aliens that we see on people put on TV, like they don't have ears, they don't have hair, they are just kind of these minimalistic looking beings, is because they evolved in technology to where they got so tuned in there they didn't need their five senses anymore. So they changed over time, and he said I don't want that happening to Earth. He's talking about people putting things on their face, or they're in their glasses, being hooked into the internet all the time is not healthy. He said, remember, if you do these types of things, have a balance with it. Okay, so this is another thing he said. If you feel compelled to join local political systems, so that may be in your neighborhood, your town, whatever the case is, he said everyone has power. If you feel compelled to join local political systems in your area, that will help change expand. It's like, think of it like we may think we have a small footprint. He said there's a lot of people that are protesting over stuff, but they're missing that they need to get involved in the system to change it, versus just like if you want to protest and stuff like that, fine. But he's saying you're going to be able to make more of an impact if you get involved with your neighborhood, your town, your area, and then work from there. Okay, that's what he's suggesting. Change will expand. Use your intuition daily to discern lies from the truth. And then this is another thing that he said, you can't bring peace with hate. And he's talking about how people fight over politics, and they're pointing out, well, this group does this, that group does that. And he said a lot of groups just want peace. They want their side to win. And he's saying that you can bring in angel hope in him and ask for a win win solution, or something to be brought to your town, your area, your neighborhood, parts all over the world. Okay. You can't bring peace with hate. And by pointing out other flaws of other political groups, okay, he's saying see beyond that for a win-win solution. Okay. And then this is what it's kind of funny. He brought up Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and that famous phrase. Okay. He said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So that was pretty cool. I was like, oh my gosh, he's bringing up Martin Luther King. I was like, okay, cool. Um, and then this is the ending now. He wants to give like a blessing to people. So if you want to, you could close your eyes, feel into your heart and your feet. You can put your hand on your heart, whatever you feel needed. Okay. Michael said he's going to talk to your guardian angels now. Okay, so he said start breathing in deeply in and out. And it's up to you. You can say, I accept this from Archangel Michael and my guardian angels. I accept this from Archangel Michael and my guardian angels. And you can even put in God, source of all life, Allah, whatever you would like to call it. I'm bringing in that light and a blessing now. And he said he is asking the guardian angels to, and it's like kind of like he's doing it and your personal guardian angel to place you in a royal blue light, specifically around the throat chakra to protect it and clear it so you can speak your truth as needed. Okay. He also is placing you now in a purple protection, and it's going all around your body. He said, visualize white light coming in. And if you can't visualize, just think about it. White light is coming in, it's filling my body, my mind, my soul. I'm saturated in white light with this purple protective layer all around me now. And it's around my heart. It's protecting my heart and it's helping me to it's like he's saying a purple heart reflects light, the light of God. Okay, source, universe, Allah, whatever you'd like to call it. And he's saying that's what humanity needs. Okay, let nothing stand in the way of your peace today. He said your peace is too precious. Okay, make time for communion with source every day and us. And then he ended that saying, love you. Okay, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop here, guys, and I'll see you next week. Take care.